Hello again, fandom. We are back today to talk about the second TATINOF show that was experienced by at least one of us.
Hello from the other side of TATINOF. So, the part 2 for this is, well, going to another gig. Right, well, for one of us.
I didn't go to this one.
10 minutes after getting home, I decided, you know what, there are some tickets here for Liverpool. I'm going to buy them.
To decide that you were going to go all the way just to see Dan and Phil again just shows how committed you were, and just shows how well the Leeds gig went.
Yeah.
That you
Give me
wanted
the
to
right
again.
carrot and I'm gone.
So a lot of this will be Shantae sharing her experience about Liverpool, and I will just be sat here looking interested. Go on.
And trying not to look jealous.
Yeah, that's difficult for me.
But this time round, I decided I was going to contribute something worthwhile.
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
So I decided I was going to take this and turn it into this. The amazing cookbook is not on fire.
Which, again, I am sincerely jealous of because it was a fantastic idea, and I'm jealous that I didn't think of it, and I'm also envious that you got to do it and you got to take it and I didn't.
She didn't even know I'd planned this.
She didn't tell me anything until the day before you were planning to go.
Basically, I'd spent the entire week building up to it, crafting it, memorising every single part of every single baking video. I'm being completely serious. To the point where I forgot many, many things. I forgot to eat. I forgot to socialise. I forgot to sleep. And in some cases, I actually kind of forgot to go to work.
Oops.
However, I was committed to making this happen. This was going to be a legit thing. Okay, so unofficial thing, but it was going to happen. I was determined to make it a thing. And I'm actually quite proud of it. I don't have it now with me, obviously, because I did give it to Dan and Phil, who I hope and pray that, they've kept it.
If they don't want it, send it back and we will keep it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's got, my name and my Twitter handle in the bottom corner, so it's not like they can't find me through that.
Yeah.
On the day of, much excitement and building. I hadn't completely finished it. I'm a perfectionist. Let me put it this way, I went through a lot of drafts. I have here some of the very first drafts from it, which Jenna got to go and see once I finally went and told her what I was actually making after I'd handed it in.
I was quite impressed, and as someone who has spent 4 years judging people's writing, I would give you a solid A for effort.
That isn't the only thing, because as anybody who's had the US trailer broadcasted to them, which you should have right now, if not, I am very disappointed in you.
Even if you're in the UK, we suggest you watch it.
It actually makes a little cameo. By little, I do mean minute.
As in, you can't see her face, you can only see her legs, and a little bit of the cookbook, I believe. We're going to put a screen grab up now, and you can see just her legs sat at the side there as you were finishing your cookbook.
I kept getting distracted by other people asking what I was doing. To which case I just showed them the front cover, and after a bit of thanking themselves over the actual item, were like, that's amazing, we'll leave you to it.
It's a gift almost to people who we really enjoy watching on the internet, and to have your name against it, so please enjoy it. So it was only natural that you were going to put so much time into it.
And spent a good, 10 minutes just there posing it at different angles on the table of gifts, and multiple people coming and admiring it. And one instance of slapping an old woman's hand away when she tried to go and write in it. What were you thinking? No, seriously, what? That is not a guest logbook. It's a gift. Do not touch with attempts to write in it.
Definitely not.
It was time to go and take my seat. I could finally relax, enjoy the show, and pretend to be an animal. Who listens to a Dan and Phil playlist will know that one of them has a thing for lions.
Definitely Dan.
And following on from that, Lion King, of which the iconic Circle of Life resulted in the entire top galley basically turning into that entire scene where Circle of Life is playing at the start of the movie.
I so wish I was a part of this. It sounds incredible.
Props to the guy that actually decided to go and be Rafiki holding Simba. You really did set the tone. This time I could see the differences between shows and parts that would altered slightly depending on which town they were in at the time, for which, immersion purposes, I've never actually gone and revealed to Jenna.
You never told me. No.
Because I don't want to ruin it.
No, I
and I'm not going to go say that now for you, because also a lot of you won't have actually seen it. But, yeah, you're in for a treat.
Definitely.
And US, you're in for an even bigger treat because they're actually adding more stuff in that wasn't actually in the UK.
So look forward to that.
And the cookbook? Well, when it came to it, they didn't show it.
I'm heartbroken for you.
So many people had come up and said that it was amazing, but they had to show it. No.
Disappointed, I think is the word. I'm not saying that they ignored it on purpose at all. We understand that there's only so much things they can show.
I still hold out hope, though. Anyone who's watched a Dan live show will know that there are a bunch of cardboard boxes in his room.
Now, they're not moving. A lot of people seem to think that they're moving. They're not. Those boxes have all of the gifts and the things that were contributed to the TATINOF shows. So we're hoping that the book is somewhere in there.
And following on from that, let Dan and Phil have then seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the rest of the show, I didn't enjoy it as much, knowing that they hadn't shown it. I did start to perk up round about the time that Dan's attitude went down. And I was able to go and enjoy the finale of it. Up until the lights went dark. At that point, I'd grabbed my stuff and I was sprinting from the top of this theatre, I might add, to the stage door.
Sprinting is something that we don't normally do.
Dan and Phil were just about coming out the stage door and getting straight into a taxi, which explains why I couldn't actually chase after them at Leeds. Again, sorry for that. Everybody else was there trying to crowd down the pavement. I just stood in front of the car. And nobody else seemed to have thought of this.
No.
So they got the car, and Dan looked up, looked at me, I smiled, and he waved back. I need to implicitly put that out right now. I do not have romantic feelings for Dan or Phil. I appreciate them because they helped me when I was feeling low. They are the only reason I got through uni.
It's more of an admiration. Did it make up for not having your cookbook shown, do you think?
I have to admit, it diffused a lot of the anger I was still feeling, but it's just made me all the more determined to go make another one for him to see later.
Yeah.
So there will be a cookbook part 2, bigger and better than before.
I can't wait for that. After I suppose it was hysteria or just after the acknowledgement of existing from Dan, I got a phone call from a very, very overwhelmed Shantae. I realised where she was and I thought, oh no, she's in trouble, something's happened. I answered the phone to her. She was absolutely hysterical and all she could come out with was, I've met him. And I just completely exploded. I screamed so loud that the driver of the car that I was in at the time jumped. So for me, I was second-hand fangirling for you.
Yeah.
But I was just so happy that what happened and that you enjoyed it.
Now, this is the part of the video where we go finish it off and try and interact with you, telling you to leave comments. But in this case, your favourite part of TATINOF so far in the comments, even if you haven't actually been to see it, what is something that you'd like to be within the tour.
I think we're particularly interested in the people in the US.
Let us know what else you'd like to go see us fangirling about. I mean, it's not just Dan and Phil,
No.
as we went and discussed earlier. I know that someone's planning a certain music review.
Coming soon.
So basically, if you enjoyed our recollection of, fangirl confessions, let us know what else you'd like to go see us fangirling about.
If you haven't already, check out our introduction video, or if you would like to know whereabouts we were coming from with this video, we did one for Leeds.
In the meantime, don't cry, craft!